Why most people will be poor again this year, and how to avoid it. Most people believe poverty happens suddenly. They assume it arrives because of a bad economy, rising prices, weak opportunities, or circumstances beyond their control. But poverty is rarely sudden. It is predictable. And for most people, it repeats itself year after year, not because the world is unfair, but because the same invisible decisions are repeated quietly, consistently, and without reflection. As this year unfolds, many people are focused on survival rather than progress. They are working, earning, paying bills, and making it through. But survival is not the same as advancement. And this is where the cycle quietly resets. Because this year, just like before, most people will earn money again, spend money again, struggle again, and wonder why nothing has changed. The uncomfortable truth is this. Most people will be poor again this year because they treat money as something to react to, not something to design. They wait for income before thinking about strategy. They wait for motivation before taking action. They wait for clarity before making decisions. And by the time clarity arrives, time has already passed. One of the biggest reasons people remain poor is not low income. It is unstable behavior. Income can increase and still produce financial stress if spending increases faster. A raise without discipline is not progress. A business opportunity without structure is not freedom. More money without a system only magnifies disorder. Another reason people repeat financial struggle is because they confuse consumption with success. Society rewards appearance, not stability. People are conditioned to look wealthy long before they are secure. Cars are upgraded before savings exist. Homes are purchased before cash flow is stable. Lifestyle becomes the goal instead of leverage. And the moment income slows, everything collapses. Many people also confuse effort with results. They believe working hard automatically guarantees improvement. But effort without direction only leads to exhaustion. Wealth is not built by working harder every year. It is built by thinking better, making fewer but higher quality decisions, and protecting the results of those decisions over time. Debt is another silent trap. Not all debt is destructive, but most people use it blindly. They borrow for comfort instead of growth. They finance convenience instead of assets. And every month, interest quietly taxes their future. By the time they realize it, they are no longer working for themselves, but for obligations created in the past. Another uncomfortable truth is that many people are emotionally attached to being busy. Activity becomes a substitute for progress. They hustle without reflection. They chase opportunities without evaluation. And when outcomes disappoint, they blame timing, people, or luck instead of patterns. Most people never truly learn how money works. They learn how to earn it, but not how to keep it, grow it, or multiply it. Financial education is treated as optional, when in reality it is foundational. You cannot win a game if you do not understand the rules, and money follows rules whether you learn them or not. Fear also plays a major role. Fear of investing, fear of losing, fear of being wrong. So people choose the illusion of safety over calculated progress. They leave money idle while its value quietly erodes. They remain in familiar situations because uncertainty feels dangerous, even when stagnation is guaranteed. Another reason people remain poor is that they never raise their standards. They normalize financial stress. They accept paycheck to paycheck living as inevitable. They treat anxiety around money as normal. And anything you normalize, you stop questioning. Growth requires discomfort, and many people choose comfort even when it costs them their future. Time is deeply misunderstood. People overestimate what can change quickly and underestimate what consistency can create. They quit too early. They abandon strategies too soon. They fail to allow effort to compound. Wealth is not built in dramatic moments. It is built quietly, consistently, and patiently. Most people also lack long-term vision. They plan weekends better than decades. They budget months instead of years. Without a long-term lens, short-term decisions dominate. And short-term thinking always produces long-term consequences. So how do you avoid being poor again this year? It begins with awareness. You must audit your patterns honestly, not your intentions. Not your plans. Your actual behavior. Where your money goes reveals your priorities more accurately than your words ever will. Next comes structure. Wealth does not depend on motivation. It depends on systems. Automated saving, intentional investing, clear spending rules, decision frameworks that remove emotion from financial choices. Then comes ownership. No blaming the economy. No blaming education. No blaming circumstances. Responsibility is not punishment. It is power. The moment you accept full responsibility for your financial outcomes, you regain control over them. You must shift from consumption to acquisition. Spend less on things that depreciate and more on things that produce. Skills, assets, businesses, investments, anything capable of generating value beyond your time. You must redefine success. Stop measuring progress by visibility. Measure it by stability, flexibility, and control. The ability to say no. The ability to walk away. The ability to make decisions without panic. Education must become continuous. Study how capital moves. Learn how risk works. Understand leverage, compounding, and cash flow. Not to gamble, but to position yourself intelligently. Finally, think in decades, not weeks. Wealth is slow, disciplined, and often unglamorous. But it is powerful, and those who commit to the process eventually separate themselves permanently from financial struggle. This year does not have to repeat the past, but it will unless something changes. And that change does not begin with money. It begins with mindset, discipline, and deliberate action.